out that we were going to be able to do an in-person show, I was excited and nervous because I knew that it would be a completely different experience than anything that we've ever done before.
An in-person production. Words most thespians have never had to worry about, but now words that are not taken for granted.
At this point, I'm just glad that I got a show, and I'm glad that I got to be a part of a production.
I am excited because I did miss the actual building itself. It's really nice to be able to be back.
Coronavirus, among many other things, took away the ability to perform.
I think that's the thing about, like, you don't realize how much you enjoy something until it was taken away. And so I think that was something that with COVID, a lot of us experienced.
With a small cast of just 9, it has definitely been a challenge in our school of over 3,000.
We had to find a musical that, with directors and cast and crew and orchestra, that number did not exceed 50.
This show, it's a limited crew, so I only have 2 other people on my crew.
We would have never been able to do the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, which is a show I've always wanted to do, but we would never have been able to do this show if it weren't for the virus, honestly, to produce a show that we never would have done otherwise.
With the online production of Clue last fall, that also meant auditions were held remotely before rehearsing in person.
It was tricky. I'd never done anything like that before, so big learning curve for me.
It has been almost 8 months since these students were able to produce a production.
So it was kind of stressful getting back into it, making sure I knew everything to train the people who weren't trained.
After like more than a year of being without something that like is so important, it was really relieving. We get our temperatures taken before we were allowed to actually like be present at rehearsal.
We're continuing to do masks. We have masks every single rehearsal.
We also have to change the way that we block and choreograph things, so we can't put students close together like we would in a normal year.
That's not the only thing changing this year.
We don't have any understudies. So if something goes wrong, it's going to go wrong, and it's going to go really wrong. So
we're just trying to take it one day at a time, I guess, and hope that doesn't happen.
With optimism, the theater program will be selling a limited 225 tickets per night and increments of 4, 2, and single tickets through the CT website.
It is very, very funny. Just because it's a spelling bee, don't let that fool you, because the jokes are not necessarily elementary school. They're for young adults, and it is it's a very, like I said, it's very, very funny.
I'm taking you home. You're all going down.
We're small but mighty. The family is still there.
The time we spend with each other is definitely so much fun.
You have a family here in the performing arts if you don't feel like you have a family anywhere else.
Come support your fellow Cougars and take your magic feet to this year's production on April 29th, 30th, and May 1st. Teagen, Wedige, CTTV.